Welcome. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Class of 2024 and 2025 Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony here at NHTI. I'm Annie Matarazzo, and I have had the privilege of serving as the athletic director here at this incredible institution for now 10 months. It seems short and it seems long, and it depends on the day, right? It's an honor to be your host this evening as we come together to celebrate the very best in athletic achievement, the spirit of competition, and the individuals who have left an indelible mark on our college's athletic legacy. First and foremost, I want to extend a warm welcome to all of our guests, family members, alumni, coaches, current athletes, and of course, our community members. Without your unwavering support, dedication, and passion, our athletics program and athletics overall wouldn't be what it is today. This evening is a chance to reflect on the remarkable contributions of our 2024 and 2025 Hall of Fame inductees. Athletes and coaches who have not only excelled in their respective sports, but who have also helped shape the culture of our athletic programs and our college as a whole. Their stories inspire us all, reminding us of the hard work, perseverance, and sacrifice that it takes to be the very best. Before we dive into the festivities, let's take a moment to acknowledge some of the important people who have made this event possible. I would be remiss not to start with Mr. Patrick Tompkins, president of NHTI. We thank him for his continued support of our athletic programs. I will tell you, he is one of the main reasons why I took this job. He's a sports enthusiast and supporter 150%. I'd love to have him say a couple words.
Thank you, Annie, very much. Greatest AD ever. Oh, wait a minute, Paul's here. Second greatest AD ever. Second greatest. So I'm Patrick, and I joined the college in 2023. I'm told that when it was announced that I got the job, Paul submitted his resignation the next day. Folks asked me several times today what it means for me to be at NHTI, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But first, I want to thank a number of people besides the folks that put this together, like Annie and Cindy and Emily and Troy and all the volunteers, Bella. Thank them very much. I'll get to our athletes in a second, but I also want to, like Annie, I want to thank our community members, and I especially want to thank our families. So I came up in a family of 8 kids, a very athletic family, and among the 8 kids, I was the 9th best player. So I wasn't a great athlete. I love sports. I played a little bit, but I did what all people who aren't very good at sports do. I became a ref. And my son is an athlete. And so I know what it's like to be a family member of an athlete. I know what it's like to find the shin guards. I know what it's like to drive to the coast in the rain. I know what it's like to be at practice and running to McDonald's on the way and eating in your car. And so I want to invite our athletes to take a moment and thank your families for the support that they gave to make your life possible. So what does it mean for me to be at NHTI? I particularly wanted to come to NHTI because we offer a comprehensive college experience, which includes athletics. As I said, I came from an athletic family, and even though I wasn't a great athlete myself, I understand the value of sports. I understand what it does to develop our young women and our young men to be productive members of our society, what it's like to be on a team, what it's like to sacrifice and to face adversity. And so that is a benefit for our athletes here. As I often say to Annie, we have students who come here for basketball or soccer or baseball or golf, et cetera, volleyball, and that may be what draws them here. But what Annie and I talk about is the reason they're here is to get an education. And if baseball brings you to NHTI, I'm down with that. And while you're here, we want to develop you into good citizens, and we want you to be able to get a career where you'll be a contributing member of society. And as I spoke with many of you today, I asked you, what are you doing now? And you told me about where you are, whether you're going to Thailand or whether you're relocating or you're working for Amazon. I'm also amazed and impressed and grateful that you took the time to come here. We have folks here from Buffalo and from Florida and from Maryland and on, Arizona, Iowa. My buddy from Iowa, because I lived in Iowa, so we got that together. And that you took that time, to come here signifies how much athletics meant to you while you were here and how much NHTI meant to you. And our pledge, Annie and my pledge, is that we are going to continue this program. We're going to make it as great as when Coach Hogan was running the place. We're going to make it meaningful to our athletes. We're going to make it meaningful to NHTI. We are going to wow New Hampshire with athletics. Thank you very much.
I wasn't kidding. He's one of the reasons I took the job. He is a sports junkie, and I think he's got a secret hockey game we might not know about. So, I would be remiss not to thank the village. So we all know, we just talk about families and everything. We have an athletic village here. I just get the fun part to be up here, but there are so many people behind the scenes. I walked into an office of, I lost count, over 50 years of institutional knowledge. Between Deb Smith, Sue Vio, who could not be here, Sue Krenzian, unfortunately, and she misses everybody and sends her best. Eva Noonan, who's out in the lobby probably still waiting on whoever's hasn't come. She will be there for them. Billy Desir is in our office as well. Caitlin Moody, college manager of student life here, alumni, enthusiast, understands sports and supports sports. Troy Colby, I don't think I would function yet this year in a game without Troy. Just the lifeblood, right? It's a village. Like I said, I just get the fun parts, and they're the team that makes everything happen here, and that's what it stands for, community. I would also love to thank, and we have a couple in the room, to all our coaches and support staff who give tirelessly to our athletes. Their work doesn't go unnoticed. And I know sometimes in my world, I don't always hear all the positives. Sometimes it's easier for people to talk to an AD about something they're not doing or something that they need to improve on. But we have special coaches, right? And we have people, as all of you know who are coaches, that do it for the right reasons, right? Coaching is something that's in your belly. I tell Patrick that all the time, that sports are a feeling. And we're very lucky here to have great coaches. So now let's take a step back. I just want to chat with you all a little bit and tell you a little bit about the Hall of Fame. So the NHTI Athletics Hall of Fame is not just about celebrating athletic accomplishments through that, though certainly that's a big part of it. This Hall of Fame serves as a reminder of the values that are central to who we are as a college: hard work, resilience, teamwork, and leadership. It's about honoring the legacy of those who have set the bar high and inspired generations of athletes who have followed in their footsteps. The Athletic Hall of Fame of NHTI was established in 2019 to honor and celebrate the outstanding achievements of student athletes, coaches, and contributors who have made significant impacts on the college's athletic programs. Inductees represent the finest in Lynx athletics, showcasing the talent, determination, and spirit that have defined NHTI's athletic programs over the years. Through their accomplishments, both on and off the field, these honorees have helped establish NHTI as a respected institution in community college athletics. Let me tell you, I saw that firsthand in my first 10 months, talking to everyone in the USCA and the YSCC. We have something special here. As we induct these two classes, we're not only celebrating their achievements on the field or court. A lot of people think that's what Hall of Fames are about. But being new, let me tell you, I learned deeper about all these inductees, more than just the accolades. I learned about the character and the dedication they displayed during their time here at NHTI. They've proven that success isn't just about winning, but about pushing boundaries, giving everything you have, and raising the standard for all those who come after you. So tonight, as we induct our newest members into the Hall of Fame, let's not just remember the victories, although they're fun, but the impact that each of them have had on our community, the pride they've brought to our school, and the example that they have set for future athletes. So let's get to the fun part. We are going to start with our class of 2024 inductees. First up, Maura Hart Copo. You can. Maura graduated in 2018 with a criminal justice degree. She, impressively, was a three-time YSCC All-Conference member. She was also a three-time YSCC Women's Soccer Player of the Year. For those of you who don't know, the YSCC is our Yankee Small College Conference we play in. She was also a three-time USCAA, that's national level, first-team All-American. Maura was also a USCAA National Championship All-Tournament team member in 2008, and her teams in 2017 and 2018 earned YSCC championships in both years. She was recognized from our institution as the William O'Clair Outstanding Athlete in both 2018 and 2019. Maura was a tremendous example for all of her teammates, a great leader, and she truly set the bar high in the eyes of her coaches. Please welcome our first inductee of the class of 2024, Maura Hart.
I told you it was your choice.
You told me. You didn't tell me that. I have no idea what I'm going to say right now, but I want to thank my family and my in-laws for coming, and my husband, and Heidi, who would not stay for this. I tried very hard, but thank you very much, and that is all I have.
Congratulations, Maura. All right, our next inductee is Riselly Deleo. I love this. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow at all the games, right? This is quite a cheer section going on. I like this. Riselly, you got a cheer section. All right. Riselly has been a member of our women's basketball team here. She graduated in 2017 with a health science degree, and then in 2019, she also earned a degree in allied health radiation therapy. She was a 1,000-point scorer. Her teams went to the YSCC Final Fours all 3 years she was here at NHTI. She was recognized as a USCAA Division II Player of the Week honoree. Riselly was a 2-time USCAA All-American. She was a 2-time YSCC All-Conference selection. In 2017, she was honored with the YSCC Tournament Outstanding Offensive Player honors. It is with great honor, our next inductee into the class of 2024 is Riselly Deleo.
I have a quick couple of words. I just want to thank my family, NHTI, for putting this together. This is awesome. And thank you guys for coming, really. I love you guys.
Congratulations, Riselly. I like it. I like it. I like it. Well done. I just have to preface, this has been the best time of my life as a new athletic director, learning about the stories of everybody, seeing people in person, learning not more than just the accolades. This has been really special. So if I keep smiling, it's only because I love this night. It is so special. All right, our next inductee, I feel like I'm like Vanna White about to unveil. Our next inductee is Coach Kerry Finnigan. Coach Finnigan, a Deb Smith favorite in our office, I will say. Coach Finnigan coached NHTI softball from 2012 to 2020. He was the YSCC Coach of the Year in 2014, 2015, 2016, and in 2018. Yes. He was also recognized as the USCAA National Coach of the Year. Coach Kerry Finnigan led his teams to 5 appearances in the Small College World Series during his time. That's the USCAA National Tournament, and 5 YSCC titles. Let's hear it for our next inductee into the 2024 class, Coach Kerry Finnigan.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I want to thank Annie and her staff for putting on a tremendous amount of work in putting this event on. This is her busy season, right? She's got, all sports going, school starting, and she puts this thing on. If enthusiasm and passion and the ability to talk fast is any good, she's going to be one of the greatest ADs we've ever had. There's a lot of people I want to thank. Obviously, the athletic staff that was there when I was there. And actually, most of them are still here. Deb Smith, Sue Krenzian, who's now Sue Vi, I guess. Vio. Oops, sorry. We miss her tonight. And of course, Paul Hogan, who was probably the reason, he is the reason that I came here to coach. And maybe I'll tell you a quick story about that if you got time.
We have time.
They put up with all my nonsense, when I lost the meal money, when I didn't get all the paperwork in, all the things that I didn't do. But they helped me out, and it was really a pleasure to work here. I can't say, I've coached softball for 25 years, and this was by far the funnest experience I ever had. So thank you to all of you guys. Who else do I need to thank? I need to thank all the assistant coaches, and I can't name them, there's too many. And the players, because the players did everything. I never won a game. The players did it all, and I was fortunate to have some wonderful players, wonderful athletes, and wonderful kids who had a real passion for the game, and it really provided a special time for us here. And who else do I need to thank, Deb? Oh, my wife. Oh, yeah. I had to, go away weekends, Saturday, Sunday games, and driving up here every day. No, absolutely, my wife. She put up with me, although she's probably glad to get rid of me sometimes. But thank you, Beth. And I guess that's all I want. I had a big speech written here, and obviously I can't do it. It's too much. But a friend of mine called me a couple days ago, and I was telling him I'm doing my speech. He wanted to congratulate me. He said, "Finny, just do 3 things. Remember the 3 B's." I go, 3 B's? He goes, be thankful, be brief, and be seated. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations, awesome.
Next year, we're inducting Mrs. Beth Finnigan into the induction ceremony. She deserves it, I've heard. All right. Our 4th inductee into our class of 2024 is Mr. Dustin Moreault. I don't know if anyone's ever played golf, so I have a totally different respect. Dante, you played? Are you any good? Yeah. Okay, so wow, that's really confident because I'm really bad. And so I have a whole different respect for golfers. And what I have learned about Dustin is pretty impressive. Dustin graduated in 2012 with an associate's in sports management. In 2012, Dustin was recognized as a USCA second-team All-American. During his playing career, Dustin earned multiple top medalist finishes and honors in his YSCC and non-conference competition. In 2019, Dustin placed third in the YSCC championship. A three-time member of the YSCC championship team during his time at NHTI, his team finished fourth at the USCA Nationals in 2011 and third in the USCA Nationals in 2012. Let's hear it for our fourth inductee, Dustin Moreault.
So first and foremost, I don't know which mic I'm using. I want to thank my wife, Sarah Moreau. She's right there. No, but I do also want to thank NHTI. It was a kind of cool experience, as the president was talking about. I actually came here first and foremost for the fun of sports continuing, and I slowly transitioned into the education side. Took about a decade or so, but I got there. I also want to thank my kids for being quiet this long. And that is all I have, though. So thank you again, NHTI, for setting this up.
Well done. Yes, we really appreciate those kids that are quiet. That's nice. We love the kids. We're happy everyone's here. All right. And our last inductee of the class of 2024 is Semir Sandzic. It is always fun when I happen to have a path cross with Semir, and now I know him even more, and I'm superbly impressed with his accolades, so let me tell you a little bit about them. Semir graduated in 2017 with a business administration degree with a concentration in sports management. He was a YSCC All-Conference player in 2013 all the way through till 2016. He was named USCA Second Team All-American in 2014, and he received the NHTI Men's Most Valuable Player Award from 2014 through 2016. He was a member of NHTI's Men's Soccer YSCC Championship team in 2015 and went to the USCA Nationals that year. He was awarded the Distinguished William O'Clair Outstanding Athlete Award in both 2015 and 2016 while his time at NHTI. It is with great honor that we close out the 2024 class with the induction of Semir Sandzic.
Actually, this is my first time speaking in front of an audience, so bear with me. First of all, I do want to thank my family. Unfortunately, they were not able to make it today. But I also want to thank my coaches, Sean Fisher, Ray Juno, Coach Wolford as well, and Paul Hogan as well. He was a great person, I would say a great mentor, and someone to look up to and have a discussion with. And then also thank NHTI for putting this event on for all of us. Thank you.
I was really excited when I got here and my office started talking about the Hall of Fame. It is truly in every athletic director's world one of the best nights. One of the best nights in any department And I was more excited because I said, oh, okay, so we've got to start a committee, we've got to talk about the class of 2025, and they said, you're not just going to induct one class, you get to induct two. So it has been awesome. I've been able to learn about even more of our tradition and legacy here at NHTI Athletics. And so I am super excited to begin the induction of our class of 2025. And we will begin with Jaquavius Thurmond. JQ, who he's often known as, I was really fortunate. I want to start by saying JQ was actually recently in June inducted into the USCAA Hall of Fame, so I feel very privileged that I've also been able to learn a little bit more about his story, so I'm going to give you a little bit of his accolades. JQ graduated in 2020 with his associate's degree in general studies. A men's basketball player from 2016 to 2020, JQ capped his career with a national championship, which you might hear a little more about later. He finished his career record as an 81 and 21. He was a three-time first-time team All-American. He helped guide his team to 4 consecutive national championship appearances between 2017 and 2020. This is very an impressive stat, and I thought I would be remiss without including it. In JQ's final year, he was the 2020 MVP of the conference tournament. He was 2020 All-Conference First Team, a 2020 All-American First Team, the 2020 MVP of the national tournament, and he finished his season as the William O'Clair Outstanding Male Athlete Award here at NHTI. Overall, he's NHTI's all-time leading scorer with 1,725 points, and he leads the NHTI in all-time wins for one player with 81. And again, he was recently inducted in the USCA Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, JQ could not make it tonight, but I'm going to invite Mr. Paul Hogan to come up and accept his recognition and say a few words. We're going to shake again.
Yes, JQ sends his regards. Unfortunately, he could not make it. He was trying he's in Phoenix, Arizona, and he's doing very well. So, JQ, how'd that come about? How did he get here? He's from a small town in Georgia, and between Coach Harris and myself, we got him to come here, and immediately we knew we had something pretty darn special. And Jaquavius, it's a lot easier to say the J apostrophe Q, say JQ, than Jaquavius for me as a coach. So that's where that came from. But a few stories about JQ. The type of human being he is. Every day, he'd come into the athletic office and hug Sue. Every single day. Best friends. Very nice. One of the most respectful young men you'll ever meet, for sure. And you heard about his awards. I'll talk about one other award that he received that didn't make it up there. When he was 12, about 12, his mom passed. And then when we were playing at the national tournament in 2019, March, and we got news that his father had suddenly passed. And his father was just under 50 years old, a person in good health, good athlete himself. But to share one story about that, you know, the last message that they had after we had lost, because we found out after the consolation game, is they shared a message with each other that they loved each other, and JQ said, we're going to win the national championship next year, and his father says, I believe you, you will win the national championship. So it's certainly a very, very special moment. If you had a chance to watch him play, he had a killer crossover. He'd go left, he'd go right, and he left people in the dust so often. You know, the double overtime, thrilling YSCC championship game of 2020 when we beat Vermont Tech, 110 to 109. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But he scored the winning hoop and then played defense to make it a hard shot for their best player, Shaw, to beat us. But the really amazing thing with JQ, because he was a quiet guy, is that he played for a long period of time, his last year, his final season here, with his mouth. He had dental issues. And Coach Harris was nursing him with his hocus pocus, his special remedies. Coach Johnson, he was always trying to rub off on Coach Johnson to keep him healthy, to keep him playing, because he couldn't chew. And we were having lunch at the YSCC banquet, and that's when it came to my notice that he was dealing with this, because I was noticing the type of food that he was eating. So Coach Harris and I talked, and then immediately I got on the phone to Deb and Sue, and they arranged with NHTI dental office, got him in there Monday, and then Tuesday he saw a oral surgeon, and everything was remedied after that. So that was an amazing part, and he had been playing in pain, but he was so determined as a player that he left it out there every single day, of every practice. He was such a quiet leader, and highly respected amongst his teammates. To call a team meeting, and he led by example. And I'm so sorry he can't be here. This meant so much to him, this award. Last year when Sue got married, we had lunch, because he had come back for Sue's wedding. And he said to me, he goes, "Coach, do you think I'll ever get in the Hall of Fame?" I said, "JQ, you haven't even hit the 5-year window yet. You're not eligible." "Oh, okay. So you got a good chance for the USCAA and the NHTI one all in the same year." He loves this place. He loves the people here. He's a big fan of NHTI, and he wanted to pass that all on. And he's sorry that he can't be with all his teammates, his coaches that he loves. Coach Harris, special shout out to Coach Harris in particular. And so on behalf of JQ, just want to say thank you.
All right. Now on to our next class of 2025 inductee, Ryan Rothdiener. Again, another one of these golf extraordinaires, and with such a hard sport, these successes have been amazing to learn about. Ryan is another great example. I'm going to tell you a little bit about his success. Ryan graduated in 2019 with a sports management degree. He was a YSCC first team all-conference golfer in 2018 and 2019. He was recognized as a USCAA, that's again our national level, first team All-American in 2019. In his first year, his team won the YSCC championship. He competed in 2 national championship events during his time at NHTI as well. He earned an impressive, and for those of you who know golf, this is extremely impressive, 2nd place finish at the USCA Nationals in 2019. I am honored to induct our next class of 2025 inductee, Ryan Rothdiener.
So I just want to say thank you to both my parents, my wife, that we were able to kind of get this night together, especially to you, Annie. Seeing everyone turn out for this is awesome. Never really thought I'd get inducted into a Hall of Fame at any point, especially considering the new golf coach. I beat him into the Hall of Fame now before, and he's a golf coach now, so it's really nice to beat him one more time with golf involved, so it's nice to get that one more leg up on him. So thank you to NHTI, thank you for all of you for being here tonight. Just have a great night.
We will not tell Coach Trevor Moore that he said that, but we'll keep, but it is on film, Ryan, I'm so sorry. All right, our next class of 2025 inductee, Stefani Gauvin. Stephanie was one of an exciting conversation at our Hall of Fame, and it was a very intense one, and I will let her know Troy gave me so much of her background and some really incredible stories, and it was fun to learn about. So let's learn about some of her successes. She was a multi-sport athlete. She graduated in 2017 with an associate's in general studies, and in 2018 with a health science degree. She was a decorated athlete here at NHTI, participating in soccer, basketball, and softball during her years here. A standout player on the soccer field, Steph was named a USCAA second-team All-American in 2016, where she helped lead her team to the YSCC title the same year and a national tournament appearance. In 2015, Steph was named a YSCC West Conference All-Conference team member. A strong softball hitter and a catalyst on the court, Steph was an all-around athlete at NHTI. She was also an assistant coach for our Lynx women's soccer program after her playing years. It is with great honor to induct Stefani Gauvin into the NHTI Hall of Fame.
I just want to thank my family and my friends for supporting me through all the years, and everyone here at NHTI for making my years here so awesome.
Our next inductee into the class of 2025 is Kristiina Rieger Garcia. Kristiina began her sports management degree at NHTI and graduated from Daniel Webster with her BS in sports management in 2010. She was a standout in both volleyball and softball during her time at NHTI. In volleyball in 2007, she was a USCAA National All-Academic Team member, a YSCC Second Team All-Conference member, and named the YSCC Tournament Outstanding Offensive Player Award recipient. Kristiina was a captain on the softball team, a YSCC First Team All-Conference member in 2006, and named the YSCC Tournament Outstanding Defensive Player in the same year. Her volleyball team went to the USCAA Nationals in both 2006 and 2007 and were the YSCC season and tournament champions in 2007. It is a great privilege of mine to induct Kristiina Rieger Garcia into the 2025 Hall of Fame.
I mean, I think that's the speech right there, but thank you, Mia. Of course, thank you to my family for coming to many, many games, sometimes 2 sports in one day, courtesy of Coach Hogan. I was just gonna play softball, and he found out I played volleyball too, and he goes, "Why aren't you doing both?" A freshman, I was like, I don't know, why not? And so there I was, running from softball practice into volleyball practice or a game covered in dirt, made for very long nights, but really fun, and I'm really grateful that you encouraged me to do that, so thank you. And of course, to all my coaches and Thank you for putting this on. It's been great.
Oh, was she coached? That was really well done. You can cheer. Do you want to say something else? Oh. I don't know if I can follow that. That's really, really good. Oh, I'm so proud of you too. So, all right. And our 10th induction of the night, and our final one, our 2019-2020 men's basketball team. Our 2019-2020 men's basketball team won the United States Collegiate Athletic Association Men's Division II National Championship. In a championship game where the two teams battled through 13 ties and 8 lead changes, our fourth-seeded NHTI Lynx rebounded from a 4-point halftime deficit for a 74-70 victory and its first national championship in 15 years. Our Lynx were powered by tournament most valuable player Jaquavius Thurmond with 19 points and 6 rebounds. Sean Riley picked up all tournament honors that same game for NHTI as he tied Thurmond for the team lead with 19 points. Shaquille Barrett added 12 that night, and Mustafa Karoma scored 10. NHTI finished the season with an impressive 27-3 record. It is truly my honor to finalize our last induction with the 2019-2020, and don't move yet, so we tell you how to do this, 2019-2020 men's basketball team. So we are going to invite, and I just have to find the sheet, so I do it in order. I know it's in here somewhere. All right. We're going to call you up one by one. As you come up, we're going to have you stand over there, players and coaches, and we are going to ask Coach Hogan and Dante to do a short speech on behalf of the team. Players and coaches, please know, as all of our inductees, and I will repeat this one more time, we're not going to do your team picture right there because that's going to be a little tight. We are going to ask all inductees and the team to go back to the lobby, to the Student Center, and take the picture in a little more space. We're going to do a Class 2024 picture, a Class of 2025, and do the men's basketball team with a little more space. So, all right, first up, Anthony Agor. Next up, Shaquille Barrett. Next up, Pedro Bonilla Balbi. Next up, Dante Singir. Malik Jean-Jacques. Mustafa Karoma. Marquise Lewis. Lorenzo Machado. Sean Menard. Ryan Moon. Karsten Porter. Sean Riley. And now for our coaches. Travis Mazer. Darren Johnson. Simon Keeling. Irv Harris. That's teamwork right there. I like it. And head coach, Coach Paul Hogan.
Is this one?
Yes, this is the one we're talking about.
All right, gotcha. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. The coaches, the president, the athletic director, the old athletic director. He's still pretty well known. Coach Johnson, Coach Harris, Coach Mazer, Coach K. Really, the whole team, everybody who's here, who's not here. I came all the way from Iowa. She kind of said that earlier, but coming out here, coming to a group of, I didn't even know who the team was going to be. There are 50 people at tryouts almost. Nobody's guaranteed a spot. And coming in here and creating a family, everybody's done. I also just want to give a special shout out to Coach Harris. Everybody give him a round of applause. I've had many conversations with him over the phone, and a lot of people don't know, but he came from Nebraska. And Midwest guys kind of stick together. Another special shout out, though, to Coach Johnson. When I came back out here the second time, him and his wife, Gina, we give it up for Gina, too. They allowed me into their home, and they took me in, and Gina's a phenomenal cook. But they helped me out phenomenally. And then, last but not least, Coach Hogan. He's given me guidance since day one, so without any of these coaches, without any of these players, I wouldn't be the man I am today. And I just want to thank my mom and my dad as well, and my brother, because they pushed me since day one. So thank you, guys. Sorry, I left out Coach K and Coach Mazer. They're also key roles. I don't want that to go by the wayside at all. I did beat them in golf, though, this morning.
Well, it's nice for us to be together here. Congratulations to all the other honorees on behalf of men's basketball. Great group. I had the pleasure as the athletic director to watch all of you play and Coach Finnigan coach, and relationships with so many of you, and it's just great. And I had a bunch of you in some of my classes, which is fabulous as well. So congratulations, thank you, and thank you Annie and Deb and Sue and Troy and everybody for putting on this event. It's a fabulous event, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. You know, there are a lot of awards that are going on tonight. There are a lot of awards. We talked about JQ. There are a lot of awards that go on when you have a team and success. And one award that really got bypassed, and it was at the national tournament, and they have this contest. It's called the dunk contest. And Sean D.C. Riley, and you're probably saying, well, why is he D.C.? Well, you got Sean Menard, you got Sean Riley, and so when you say Sean and both of them turn to you, you got a problem. So you got to come up with something. So D.C., because he's from Washington, he's grown a couple inches since the last time I saw him, too. Still growing. Anyway, we put him in the dunk contest, and he's a fabulous dunker. He's an incredible athlete. And I'm at the far end of the gym with our team. We're rooting for him, and he goes up and he puts up, you know, we have 30 seconds on the clock, and he perfect dunk, and they're hard dunks. And he does it effortlessly, and I can't even tell you those judges really missed it. Okay? So he doesn't get it, but he just turned the page. And it wasn't about the dunk contest. Yeah, he was disappointed. It was about the team. All right, let's win. And that's what this team was about. And that's why I wanted to talk. But Sean Riley, you deserve a lot of credit for that. So let's give him 2 claps. Come on, 2 claps. There it is. Because they were fabulous. And to top it off, in our semifinal win over the #1 Johnson & Wales team that had just the night before pounded Southern Maine Community College by 30, and it was really unmerciful. We put it to him pretty good. And he put a 360 dunk on a fast break from about 15 feet out, 14 feet out. That was NBA material. It brought the house down. It was in the second half. I've watched it in the last few days. I've watched that particular play I don't know how many times because it's just so good. So good stuff there, DC, and great leadership. You know, it was mentioned about our 2 overtime championship in the YSCC. And to get to that championship, we had to win the day before. We had to, we were the top seed and so forth. The day before, we had played Central Maine. And Sean Menard had probably his best shooting game of the whole season. I think he had 5 threes. And we ended up winning, so we go to the championship. So the next day, we're playing VTC, a team we split with, and they're very good and well coached. And they're face guarding Sean Menard in the corner. I mean, literally face guarding him. He's got no room. So from the coaching standpoint, we're playing 4-on-4. It's coach's dream. Our 4 against those 4, and Sean Menard's being a decoy in the corner, and they're taking a good player and putting it on him. So it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, and we end up in a fabulous game, end up winning. So everything matters, which is what we always talk about. Every day's a tryout. Everything matters. All the things you do every single day, all the things you work on. But there were so many great moments. Dante, we shared about this last night. We were having a cookout at our house, and Dante hits a big shot, a big 3 off the bench. That was after an elbow from Coach K. You got to get Dante in. Nas fouls out, and he has 31 points and 22 rebounds in the game. 22 rebounds, and that was. They didn't have anybody to guard him because they had their extra player guarding Sean Menard in the corner. Rilo hits a reverse layup from a pass from Sean Menard off a break. It was fabulous. And we end up winning a great game. And that was absolutely one of the best games ever. But then we go to the national tournament, and it's in Pennsylvania, and it's really a home court advantage. So I know Coach Welford's here, Coach Ambra, Coach Crockett, anybody, Coach Finnigan, when you go to the USCA tournament, it's, you're playing against 4-year schools. And those schools have all been together for 4 years. We had 1 returning player. Everybody else was brand new. So when he was talking about 45, 50 guys going out for the team, there were 45 or 50 guys that were brand new to each other. Yeah, we knew, we'd done our homework on our players, but there's so many factors that go into it. So getting out of that first game is always tough. And you're playing on Penn State's court, and we beat a very good, big Penn State Mont Alsto team. The next day, we turn around and beat Johnson & Wales, and we really put it to them. Our best game of the tournament, without question. And so many people contributed in that game, like always. And then we had to beat the Cinderella team. And we were down most of the game, Penn State, Greater Allegheny. We were down, but never out of reach. It was 3 points, 4 points. We'd go ahead, then whatever, went back and forth. But the last 6 minutes of the game, we took the game over. And I think that margin, with a couple of hoops taken away from us, could have been a little bit bigger. I'm not saying anything, but it could have been a little bit bigger on that. But we went into the locker room. We packed our things. We celebrated. We got on the bus. Everybody slept with the trophy. Sang, cheered the whole night. We drove. We come back. We have a victory celebration in the gym. It was the highlight, and it was the last time that all of us were together. That was 5 years ago, March 12th, 2020. Because the world shut down right after that. The USCA tournament ended, they canceled it abruptly that next night, 24 hours later. And so Coach Harris and myself, all the coaches are doing various things to try and keep our guys together, including things like I was reminded of by Troy, sending Rilo's Game Boy and Xbox back to where he lives in Georgia. So tonight is a really, and this Hall of Fame is a really big deal for us. This group really had great chemistry and great energy, and they were selfless. Like I used that example about DC. And that's what made it such a great season and a great group to be around for everything. And I will tell you, last night listening to them talk about their lives and where they are in their lives now, we have a homeowner, we have fathers, we have people who are starting their career. It's what you dream of. When you're an educator, you're a coach, that's what you're in this for, you know. It's not where you start, it's where you end up and where you keep moving on. And they all expressed their love of NHTI and the time that they had here, and can't say enough about all the great things. And I just want to thank everybody and thank my wife. I want to thank all the coaches' wives for all the things that they do, and the players, because it's been a fabulous ride, and tonight's another day in that adventure. So thank you so much.
Coach Johnson, come on. Coach Harris, you want to say a few words?
I'll go before Coach Harris because I know it's going to take forever. Thank you all for coming here. This is a great opportunity for all of us to get together. It's been a long time. Annie, you're doing a phenomenal job. Real happy with what you've done. Deb, it's been a pleasure working with you in the past, and everybody else in the office. So one of the things, I want to thank you for this honor, okay? Standing here tonight, I'm reminded that the game of basketball is not always about the scoreboard. It's about the people and the journey and the lessons that we learn along the way. I do have to reach out and let everybody know that without the support that I have from my wife, Gina, she has put up with this since 2015 with me coaching and really wanting to get into this. And now it's just crazy, and she's been very supportive. So hands off to you. And for those of you who believed in me, there was a time that I was having a hard time in my life with the loss of my son, and I got to thank Paul Hogan, Coach Hogan, for taking me under his wing and being by his side for 3 years. It meant a lot to me. I learned a lot. I learned a lot with all the coaches and the players that I coached and helped coach. You guys are great. You know, you talk about family. It's probably one of the best teams I've ever been on, ever coached, and had support, and tried to help other players through life experience. You know, you write this thing, but I'm better off writing a playlist, a coach's list. I just got to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to the team. Thank you to the coaches. And I will say, one of the best things about being a coach at NHTI and coaching through the day, I own a business, so coaching through the day, if I ever needed to give up an hour of my time on the road, I always made one phone call, and that was to Coach Irv Harris, because if you needed to kill time, he's the one to call to. Thank you.
everyone. There are many things that you learn in life as well as there's great things that you actually learn in being able to come to an event, a great event like this one today. You know, to be honored is wonderful, but the one main thing that I learned today that I think is amazing, and it totally goes against the thoughts of a lot of people in reference to being long, what I've learned is be thankful. Be brief. Get ready to go out and take a picture, but, be seated? I think we're gonna go take a picture, so we'll forget the be seated part. But I would definitely like to thank my family, my wife specifically. Very happy that you're here. We're talking about countless years of the phone ringing, making calls all over the country, speaking with prospective students, because you're a student first before you're an athlete. That's what you go to school for. This right here, being a champion or becoming a champion is what happens when you take care of the business that you need to take care of in the classroom as a student, because that's what's important. That's what's first, and that's what always should be first. But again, Candy, thank you so much for putting up with the phone ringing all the time, and these guys like Moose and whoever else, you know, oh, you talked to me on the phone for 3 hours. Dante, he called me back, all right? You know, I was on the phone, he told me how tall he was, and that conversation ended, and he called me back. I gave him a break because he's from the Midwest, and I told Coach Hogan about him, but no, we won't get into that. But I would just like to thank NHTI for all the years and the opportunity to be here. Thank you very much, Coach. And I really appreciate all the success, and sorry for the missed birthdays, because we happened to go to the conference championship a gazillion times and the national championship, and her birthday's in February, and that's when we always play games. And I've never been home or around to you know, the phone ring in and so on and so forth. Please accept my apology and appreciation. I love you very much. And NHTI is a great place. And let's give NHTI a hand. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Coach. All you guys, appreciate you, love you all. You're all champions. You too, Darren.
All right, we are just going to close with a couple of closing announcements here and some feedback, and then we will do the pictures out in the hallway. I will say, I think I just figured out who the class of 2026 inductees were. Every spouse in this room is getting inducted next year, every other year. I think that's what we're going to do. Inductees, spouses of inductees. I think it's the best way to go. I will reflect while these gentlemen are up here a little bit. I would be remiss as the athletic director not to just close with some thoughts. As we finish this ceremony tonight, I want to take a minute to reflect on what athletics at NHTI has meant to our community. It's easy to focus on victories and the records and the championships, but what truly sets this college apart is the heart of the athletes, and this is something I have quickly learned in 10 months. Every one of our inductees tonight exemplifies the values that athletics instills in all of us. I literally say this to Patrick often. It's a feeling. Through teamwork, discipline, and sheer grit, it's taught us all about overcoming obstacles, working together for a common goal, and finding strength in the face of adversity. As we come to a close, after honoring all these amazing inductees, we're reminded that athletics is about more than just sports. It's about shaping leaders. It's about building communities and creating memories that will last a lifetime. In closing, I want to congratulate all the inductees tonight. I truly feel it in my heart. I will probably feel like a coach tonight and not sleep because the adrenaline has got me going. Your achievements have elevated the reputation of NHTI and set a standard of excellence that will continue to inspire future generations of athletes. You will be my conversation with recruits for the next many, many moons. Your dedication, both on and off the field, will not be forgotten. To the families, friends, coaches, and teammates who supported all of our inductees, It truly matters. Thank you for your continued belief in these athletes. And to all of you here tonight, thank you for being a part of this celebration. It's been beautiful. We look forward to seeing the next generation of NHTI athletes rise to greatness. In fact, if you want to see them, a lot of them are playing this weekend. So it's a great time to see what you've set in motion here. Knowing that they have incredible role models like each of you is inspiring to me as the athletic director here. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Please, inductees, do not forget, we need you to take a couple pictures, not too many, and then also, on behalf of the athletic department and NHTI, we have a little gift for each one of you. The blue bags, and it's only because they're color-coded, the blue bags are for all of our gentlemen inductees, and the orange bags are for our lady inductees tonight. So this is a little gift from us. Please take it. Hopefully you use it. And then everyone drive safe. And all of our inductees, please head to the Student Center. Thank you all.
All right, so my name's Ryan Rothdiener. I was sports management. I did golf, and I graduated in 2019. Oh boy, with the team, there's a lot of them with the team. Well, so we would, going down to Pennsylvania, going down to Penn State, we would go down to nationals, and you're on 4 or 5 days away from anything, and so you're like, we're on a golf trip. And the way down, we would end up kind of picking out a few courses. We're like, oh, let's go play this golf course. So we get out of the van, play like 18 holes, hop back on the van, and then we'd be in Penn State, and we go play 3 or 4 rounds for a tournament, which is a ton of fun, and just spending time with the team. You keep in contact with a lot of these guys still, so it's a lot of fun just being able to smack talking to the back and forth. It's awesome. It's cool. It's good to get up one leg up on the golf coach now, Trevor. So he's kind of get that one little extra, like, I beat you one more time. So it's kind of nice to get one leg up on him there. And it's a huge honor being accepted here tonight. NHTI is like, I had a great time here. I think it's a great stepping stone for what you need to do. And it allowed me to take my next steps in golf with sports and everything like that. It's competitive, which is awesome. And you kind of get everything you need out of this place, which is what you want out of college. So I live in Arizona now. So Arizona, don't have to deal with snow, don't have to deal with cold. So we have 12 months around the year. I work at a golf course out there, and we're playing a lot of golf still. There's a lot of golf we're playing right now. So loving it, having a great time, meeting a lot of people out there. So it's a great time.
My name is Stefani Gauvin. I graduated in 2017 in General Studies and 2018 in Health Science. I played soccer and basketball for 4 years and softball for 2 years. My favorite memory here at NHTI with my sports team was probably going to nationals with the soccer team or the overnight stays that we got to do for away games. It feels so awesome to be honored here at the Hall of Fame tonight. I'm not usually one to like center of attention, but they've made this pretty easy.
My name's Kristiina Rieger. I actually attended from 2006 to 2007 for 3 semesters, and then I transferred to Daniel Webster College to finish my bachelor's degree in sport management, and I played volleyball and softball. There's so many, but definitely traveling to nationals both year for volleyball to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and getting to play different teams across the country. Yeah, it's really nice. I really appreciate it. I'm really thankful for the time that I had here.
My name is Maura Hart. When I was graduated, it's Copo now, and I graduated in 2019. Favorite memory is going to Virginia Beach for nationals. We did that twice when I was here. Those are my favorite memories. The bus ride down. It was 12 hours, I think, but it was fun. I'm nervous for whatever reason. I know we don't have to give a speech, but I'm still nervous about it. But I'm very excited, and I'm very honored to be here.
Sandzic, was here 2019, 2020, played basketball, loved every second of it.
Paul Hogan, as athletic director, came here in the fall of 1999, and I retired at the end of July of 2022, and I remain as an adjunct faculty. I coached men's basketball, soccer, was athletic director, variety of hats, and a lot of fun.
My favorite memory around basketball here at NHTI, the team, everybody's. Oh man, there's so many. There's so many to pick from, but I would say it's the fact that both on and off the court, the team and the coaches gelled. I mean, we we went through ups and downs just like any team does in the season, but whenever a problem arose, there was always conversation about it. Whenever there was praise to be had, everybody was willing to give their flowers to the next teammate, to the next person in line. My favorite memory was conference championship game, and we're down, double OT, we're down 7, and we got, I think, a couple of guys had fouled out, a couple of the starters were on the bench, and we weren't scoring. 107 to 100. Coach has us go into horns, come down the court, and Moose such a great screen. I come off and I shoot a 3, and it hits. And then team goes down the court, we come back, get the rebound, and somebody else, I think it was Shaq, hit a 3, and then team goes down the court again. I think Rollo comes in, hits a layup, and then JQ sealed it off. It was a jump shot or a layup, I can't remember, but it was just the sequence how we knew what we needed to do to get back into the game, and it was just the power of basketball and the fact that we had practiced together so much and we spent so much time around each other that we trusted each other in those moments, whoever was on the court. And I think that's the way the game is, and that's the way the game starts and ends, is that you can draw up the X's and O's all you want, but once you're on the court, you're on the court, and you got to make basketball plays, and that's what Coach Hogan taught us, and the rest of the coaching staff, from Coach Harris to Coach Johnson to Coach Keeling to Coach Mazer. Every single one of them had a role in it, and they said what they needed to say to each player, and we came out on top.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was perhaps, one of the greatest games that I was ever involved with here. 110-109. It was a double overtime thriller. A lot of exciting plays. They're a great team, and it was for all the marbles of the conference championship, and it actually gave us a 4th seed when we went to the Nationals. Not that there was any benefit to what they would have gotten otherwise, but it was a terrific game and a terrific ending, and so much drama. But he hit on one thing, and this was a very selfless team, and it was never about, even though we had some really great players, it was never about one person, and it was always about passing the torch and supporting each other. So that made it a lot of fun. Great to coach.
It's amazing. I mean, coming to school, being just a small town Iowa kid, and Coach giving me an opportunity, Coach Harris giving me an opportunity to come out here and make a name for myself in a state where, coincidentally, my mom actually spent some time in. And it's an amazing feeling to be a part of a college and a group of people, like we were talking about at Coach's house last night, that, these are people I'll know for the rest of my life. And not just like a, hey, how you doing, but like, I consider them family, no matter what happens.
Spectacular group of young men, and the best part of coaching and being an educator is watching the end result and watching them grow up like Dante right here, as a fine young adult, being successful with great morals and objectives and a future in front of him. So, I mean, that's what we all shoot for when you're coaching, you're teaching, you're working with kids. So this is what it's all about. He's the communicator within the team. He's the one who messages everybody on the team with, for instance, this event and other things, getting all the messages. And that's was part of his role when he was on the team as well. He did that quite nicely, because everybody finds their little place in the mix.
I think I want to just add too, like, since my first meeting, like, I came out here with my dad, and because my dad lives in Maine, and I talked to Coach, and from Coach Hogan to Coach Harris to Coach Johnson, like, each one of them played, and there's Coach K and Coach Mazer as well, but Coach Hogan, the way that you would just, what's the correct word here? The way Coach Hogan organizes everything, like, that's, like he's saying, like, people put in roles, they have their role, and he's so good at getting people together, and he's taught me how to, communicate with others and make sure, be one step ahead. Like, that was always one thing big. He's always explained that to me. Even when I came back and I coached under him, you want to be one step ahead. You want to okay, you know, these guys are thinking this, they're thinking this, thinking about the game, thinking about practice, all this stuff, but you got to be aware of the outside stuff that's going on, make sure things are set up. And sometimes it's a tough position to be in. You know, you get a lot of blowback, you know, players are mad, like, oh, why are we doing this, why are we doing that, and like they don't know really into the moment. And then you have, this is where the assistant coaches come in. You got Coach Johnson and you got Coach Harris, that they're there talking to the players, being in their ears, giving them advice. Like, because Coach Hogan's got to look at the whole team as abroad, and that's why he has such a great staff below him that, okay, these players are coming in. He can't talk to everybody, especially being an athletic director, and you have Coach Harris in their ear letting them know, like, hey, this is what Coach Hogan is thinking, this is what's going on, this is what I like for you, this is what I'm seeing in practice. Coach Johnson, again, from a whole nother set of view, this is what I'm seeing for you, this is what you could do better on, and each one of them have their own input, and that's what, not only just the team, because I think sometimes we get lost in just the team aspect of things, is they're playing, and it is important, of course, but what the coaches all get along, and they're all on the same page, and they all communicate well, and they're letting the players know that, and he doesn't have to say to me something that another coach can say because he's busy doing something else, and all the way down the chain, and that's what made 2019, 2020 so special, is that everybody played their role and knew their role, and it got rocky, but it also, there were way more highs than lows, and that was the best part of it.
We had a really nice cookout. Not everybody could be there, but we had a really nice cookout last night. We sat around for about an hour and a half and just talked and shared stories and memories. But one of the strong messages that came out was how much the players appreciated each other, and they really enjoyed and loved NHTI. They loved the experience here at NHTI. And, you know, I was here for, 23 years, and it was a fabulous experience for me, in my many roles that I had. And when you get to around people like Dante, it makes it even more fun. So that spirit.
All my teammates and stuff. Yeah, we got, first and foremost, Sean Riley, my roommate. He took me in from day one. We playing pickup in the gym, and I'm rooming with a random guy, and his roommate hadn't come yet, and he's saying, we clicked on the court, and he was like, hey, why don't you come room with me? And ever since then, I mean, we roomed everywhere. We went, any hotel, all this stuff. I mean, we got an Airbnb here tonight in Manchester, and we're staying together. Can't forget about Nas, that's my guy. We got Quay, Rollo, Tony, Sean Menard, hard to guard Mir, Marquise, who am I missing? Matt, Karsten. I can't miss out anybody. That's everybody, right?
No, that's not. But
who am I missing?
Did you get Keith?
Keith, yeah, Keith is in there. Of course.
Shaq.
Shaq. I can't forget about Shaq. Shaq was the second half of the season. That was Shaq played a key role of bringing that energy second half of the season, because as coach told us a lot of times, you could be going up. That second half of the season comes, and you got to keep going up because a lot of teams start going down. So that was big, and there's not enough time in the world to just talk about how each individual player, each individual person made an impact not only on the team but in my life in such a positive way. So I can't thank my teammates, I can't thank these coaches enough, and thank the school for being here and everybody doing their part. So
amazing. That was fantastic. You two really did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
We good? Let me check.